What police?
She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be riding a crazy donkey.
Here.
Riding a crazy. We're getting busy. Hey, don't do none of that. Kick it. Nope. All right, get the harness. We'll do some training. All right.
Here. Back up.
All right. My foot looks funny. Stepped on it.
He's gonna be stubborn as Danny used to be. Not even eating the carrot. That's how you said it. You don't want one? Sorry.
You're not in charge, bud. Okay. You're not in charge. Welcome back to our first video of 2024. Still can't believe it's 2024. Wanted to walk around the farm a little bit today and give you an update on some of our animals and go over some of our goals that we have for this coming up year, some of our projects, and of course the first being getting that little donkey tamed down. He's doing great, but he is very much wild. So we finally got a harness on him. We had one that we put on him last week, but it was too big and it came off his nose and it was just around his neck. But it made it easier to catch him this time because last time I had to lasso him. So we got the new harness put on him and we're getting him used to that, and now we'll work on trying to get him halter broke. So next is this little guy. This is our little bull calf that we turned into a steer that we got from our neighbor, and he is doing great. He's been drinking his milk perfectly. He has been scarfing down the grain, and he will be going out with the rest of the cows in probably about 3 weeks. We're trying to give him time to get strong, and which he is. I tried catching him about a week or two ago and I couldn't hardly hold on to him. So he's very skittish still, but we move him around in this hutch each day, new grass, and keep him some hay in there, and he's doing great. So we'll be turning him out and with the rest of the cows here in a few weeks. I don't know about where you live, but here in the northern part of Florida, we have had a very, very mild winter this year. So it's been nice and cool. Don't take me wrong. We've had 30s at night and some 40s pretty consistently. And the last few weeks, daytime temperatures 50s and 60s, and it's been great. But we've not had any hard freezes yet this year. And I mean, the grass is dead pretty much, but you can still, there's faint green tint to some of it out there. Of course, it's not growing because it's winter, but it's going to be an interesting year for bugs, I have the feeling, unless we get another good hard cold snap. Now we have started getting some rain, which is good. We had a very, very dry summer this year, so I'm very excited to see that we're getting some rain. So new this year to the farm is this little guy, or girl. I think it might be a female, I can't remember. Our oldest daughter is fixing to start raising rabbits. It's like a little business, and she got this one a couple weeks ago, and it is cute as a button. Now I can't tell you what kind it is. I know there's some kind of special breed, but yeah, she's adorable. So my son says they are called mini lops. This is our herd, our small herd of cows. They're doing awesome. Still, I don't think any of them are bred yet, Winchester, our little bull, is very mild-mannered bull. I'm not upset about that. I'm happy because bulls can be very aggressive, but this little guy is definitely not in the category of aggressive at all. He is finally interested in the cows when they come into heat, and he tries, but I think he needs another few months of growing to get up tall enough to do what he needs to do. So don't know if we'll see any new baby calves on the farm this year, but we're still hopeful. Oh, looks like we got a strawberry that's ready. Cool. Have to let Mama know about that. These guys are doing really good. Looking healthy. Chicken manure for the win. You gotta be careful when you're using chicken manure because it can burn plants, but if you use it right, man, it's one of the best fertilizers ever. These little guys are a week old, about a week and a half old actually. So in another, maybe about a week, we'll put those out on pasture just to give them time. It being winter, I'd like to leave them in here under the light just a little longer. But this should be the last batch that we do this season. But we're in good shape with chicken now. We almost got this freezer slap full. So we'll be in good shape with these guys. Butchering chickens is one of our least favorite jobs, but man, it has been very rewarding. It takes us usually about 3 hours start to finish. That's with getting everything set up, getting everything cleaned up, and then all the process. And we usually do about 30 birds each time, so it's not overwhelming. And it works out. We do it we let ours grow out to about 9 weeks. Just depends, you know, if they're hens or roosters, but about 9 weeks they're decent 7-8 pound birds. So it's been working out good. We love the flavor of the meat. What do y'all want, huh? You think you're gonna eat again? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Goofies. Bailey, this is Bailey here, our little Hereford gilt that we got. She is growing like crazy. Look how big she's getting. She ain't a baby anymore. Of course, these guys, they're doing great too. Ain't that right? Yeah. And then we got these girls and Mr. Red. How you doing, Mr. Red? What's up, buddy? What you up to, huh? Big gentle giant. Big gentle giant, ain't you? Like some ears scratched behind them ears. Yeah, good boy. Now Red is huge. He got big, didn't you, buddy? Yes, you did. And he's a great hog. Now, I'm not an idiot. I do not trust pigs, period, across the board. Never have, never will. When they start getting the size of them little feeders, I do not get in the pen with them anymore, unless I have to, and I take something in there for protection, because he can be gentle as can be, but he will still bite you. And I'm not really looking to become pig food. So now these guys are fixed. The two females are bred. They're about a month apart because this white one ended up not taking the first heat cycle. The black one is. So I don't know if you can tell, but she's actually starting to fatten up. She is due in about 3 or 4 weeks, but she's looking good. But you can start to see that belly on her. So we're going to be working over this next week to get these ladies out and back into their individual pens, which are these 2 pens here, which means we got to get the little guys out. And I'll show you our temporary plan for them. So we have this area right back here behind the chicken pen that I bought some of these PVC temporary hot fence posts. They were less than $2 at Real King, so they had a good sale going on. I grabbed some of those, and we're gonna make this area hot back here with electric fence and put the little feeders in here. And this is a good size area for them. I wanted to get all this brush cleaned out of here anyway. It used to be woods, and there's still a bunch of little tree stobs and stuff. So that'll work out good. I can put them back here, and it'll give them a place to eat, and it'll get them out of this pen up here where they're at right now. So a little over a year ago, it's been about a year and a half ago actually, when we first got these two piglets, the black and white mamas back there, we originally got them as feeder pigs, and we were just going to raise them up and butcher them. Then we decided we would get a male and breed, and that way we could continue on. It wasn't just a one-time deal. So we originally just built one pen, and then we built two pens to separate them, and then we built the third pen for Red so we could get him away from the two females. And now we just added another female this year with the little red one. So we're kind of out of space the way we're currently built. I like the setup idea where I've got the pens with the females separated across the aisle from the male, to where we can just kind of run them down the aisle and into the pen with each other as needed. But we've got a lot of wasted space with our property. So all over here is kind of wasted space, about 16, 18 feet to the property line, where I can't really do a whole lot with it. So we're fixing to this year revamp this whole area right here and make it a little bit more efficient with our use of space. So the way we have it now, we've got these two pens and his behind. I think what we're going to do is come over to the corner and start maybe a few feet in. So I've got a walkway along the edge. We're going to start the pens here and just run them right down and through here. We'll get probably 3 pens along this back. And then in the front here, I'll make one big pen, which will be like the breeding pen, where we'll put our boar and then whatever female or females that we want bred at that time. We'll be able to put them in there with him, and he'll have a lot more space. We only have 11 acres, so we have to be very wise with how we set everything up, and our plan has kind of changed over the last couple of years as we've gotten more animals and figured out what we wanted to have and what we didn't want to have and where we wanted it. And so it's a fairly good system that we got. We just think it can be better. So we want more space. We need to have another pen. And what we'll do is we'll leave that open back here. I may do it with a little bit more permanent hot fence, but that'll be where our feeder pigs will go that we're wanting to feed out for ourselves, or the ones that we're selling or whatever. So that'll be our goal this year, is to get our pig facility updated and able to handle all of our breeders in the next few months. That brings us to the chickens. So we have about 60 or 70 chickens out here for laying hens. Some of these hens are over 2 years old, these barred rocks especially. I think our copper Morans might be right up about 2 as well. So we're going to be weaning out some of these older hens in the spring. We do have about 30 new layers that'll be coming on here in about 6 to 8 weeks. They'll be starting to lay. So about that time, we're going to cull out some of our older hens, just because it costs so much to feed them. We don't really want to be feeding them and getting nothing in return. So the whole purpose of having chickens is to get the eggs, not just to look at them. I enjoy looking at them, but you know what I mean. You don't want to be feeding stuff for nothing. So we're getting between 2 and 3 dozen of eggs per day, which sounds like a lot, but for 70 chickens, not really a lot. So we're going to probably phase out some of our specialty breeds as well. So like the black copper Morans, the cream leg bars, even the silver laced Wyandottes. We really like, out of the 7 cream leg bar hens that we've got, we get 1 blue egg per day. Now it is winter, we're not getting as many eggs right now, but even before it was 2 or 3 eggs per day of the blue eggs. So as much as I love having a variety of colors, we're paying to feed these things for not a lot of return. There's a few in there. Now once we get done with the pig pen, we're going to be doing a little bit of work on a lot of our fences actually. So we've got our corral that we're working on having done. We'll have that done here hopefully in another month or so, along with the milk and parlor. Of course, we're still working on getting that the final touches done on that. The only gate that we have to get in here on this side is this 10-footer right here. Not really wide enough to get a trailer in very easily. We have to come in from the far side over here where the 16-footer is. So I'm going to take probably in this section right here and put another 16-foot gate so it'll make easy access for coming back here, whether it be loading, unloading, you know, when we go to sell our calves and such. We're going to have the chute here, so it'll just make it sense to have that back here. So that leaves this space here, which right now is used to store trailers. I've got these stumps I've got to get out of here. This used to be all woods, but we'd like to make more room for our chickens. So we're probably going to extend this pen over and just leave a walkway through here about 4 feet wide. So the chicken pen will come all the way over here and then all the way back to where this electric fence for the pigs will be, for the feeder pigs. And that'll help us utilize pretty much every square inch of real estate that we have over here efficiently for the animals, and it'll give them a little bit more space. While it's still cool and before the summer heat really gets here, I want to get all these stumps cut off out here in the pasture as well. We'll see if that actually happens. But I also have this giant wood yard. A lot of logs out here that we've got to do something with. So a lot of this wood is gonna be no good, unfortunately. A lot of these pine logs that I was given, they're pretty much too far gone to use for lumber. I do have some more here, which we are going to be milling up, and like I say, using this for the finishing the milk and parlor. I'm going to cut what I can of this into firewood and put it in our firewood baskets, because we do use firewood. Some of it's just going to have to be burnt. But my goal this spring is to get all of this mess cleaned up, and that way I've got just a few good logs. I'll get some telephone poles or something and set those on just to get them off the ground, because we have terrible termite problems here and it don't take long for bugs to get in the wood and eat it. So, but eventually we'll build a shelter over top of the sawmill. For the time being, this old vinyl billboard does the trick, works just fine. I come out here, I like to come out at least once a month and try to start this engine up. I just did it again yesterday to where I don't have to do any maintenance on it when it's time to use it. It's actually staying running and good to go. So I really want to get some videos made using the sawmill, but as any of you know, with animals, you kind of do what the task is at hand and whatever's pressing. So that's pretty much how we roll around here. That's why our hay barn addition is not 100% done. Most of our projects are at about 90% completion and have been for a year. So maybe we'll get some of those done this year, but it's the money goes where it's needed when it's pressing. So that's just the way things work, unfortunately. But we got a big year ahead, that's for sure. We got a lot of work to do, and we plan on bringing y'all along for the journey, and hopefully it'll be entertaining for y'all to watch. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.